Alright, how's it going, everybody? Today I'm going to be going over some of the changes that are coming in this current PTR. So they'll be coming in next patch sometime in December. I think it's second week or so, whenever the new season starts. They're updating a lot of stuff on the inventory. Not quite everything we were looking for necessarily, but there's some good changes, and we're going to go over those right now. So the first change is the number of columns that you can have. You can't have more than three or more than two. I don't know why you would want more than two. Columns are already pretty small as it is, so. But to change that, you open up this filters icon here, and then up here in columns, you can choose one or two columns. It splits it. This actually looks pretty clean. Obviously, you're gonna have to do a lot more scrolling if you don't have two columns, but some of the other changes will help that as well. Um, because you'll be able to go through this menu as well, and you can choose which side you want stuff on. So if you've got two columns, we'll go back to two columns quick. If you go back to two columns, we're back to our normal layout like it used to be. But we can go in here and we can say, okay, well, I want to be able to look at my weapons and my armor at the same time. You know, maybe you're trying to put a new set together, so you want to check that out. So one thing you can do is we can go in here, we go to weapons. So say we want those to stay on the left column. We'll just keep this selected. Then we can go to our apparel, which is our armor and all of our gear. If we change that to the right column, now we see we have our weapons and then our apparel next to each other. So that'll be pretty nice if you're trying to compare stuff really quickly and don't want to be scrolling back and forth all the time. Alright, so next up we've got these quick access menus. I kind of wish there was an indicator on which one you're selected on, but you kind of just have to know based on what you see in your inventory. Um, but right now, if you click on all, it's similar to what we had in the past. If you click on equipment, it only shows equipable items. So it'll show all your consumables, all your armor, all your weapons, all your tools, your mount stuff. Basically anything you can put into an equipment slot or a consumable slot will still be displayed. And if you go to materials, it'll only be materials. It'll be all of your, I guess foods will still show up here as well. Um, but any crafting materials will show up. Anything that you need for cooking and that kind of stuff, I'm assuming will show up here as well. Yeah, your cooking ingredients. So that'll be nice if you're trying to craft and you kind of just want to filter through, see what materials you have on you real quick. Or if you're just out gathering and you don't want to see all the extra clutter in your inventory, it'll be nice to have that. And if you go back to all, you just see the default menu. Um, so then the last major thing to go over would be that you can change the order that these categories show up. So earlier, how we wanted our weapons and the armor to line up, what we can do is we can go in here. We can go in and actually we can disable everything if we wanted to. We can go and disable everything except for our, where is it? Well, we'll just re-enable everything here. But what we can do is we can go down, we can find our weapons, and we can move it up. So if you see here in the background, it moved up. Then we can go find our armor or clothing. Where is that at? Apparel. So we go find our apparel. We can move that up as well, and we can just keep moving it up the list until it gets to where we want it. And it's still going to be on the right side, so we can keep moving it up until we see it move up with us. There's a lot. It got pushed to the bottom somehow. So now we've got our weapons and apparel both on the top. One thing I didn't like was that your consumables and your food are down so low. I don't like having to scroll for all of those all the time. So I will go ahead and move all of the utilities up and all of the attribute food. So we want attribute food up above ammo. I don't use ammo. We need the mount stuff. We don't need the runes. Do it that way. I moved it up too far. Alright, well that's fine. We will just move it back down. We've got our attribute food. Then I'll probably put my consumables off to the other side of it here. So we'll go back down. We'll find our consumables. Which are... There are a lot of different categories. So they're going to fall under utilities probably. Yeah. So find utilities. We're going to move that to the right side. And we'll bump it up. Where did it go? Utilities here. So keep bumping this up. And there we go. Now we've got our weapons, armor, food, utilities, all at the top of our inventory. So all the stuff that you want to quickly access, you can have right here at a quick glance. So you might have noticed up here in the top right that my inventory is a little bit encumbered. Currently sitting at a cool 112,000 pounds. Out of only 6,800. So there's a little bit of a funny story behind that, but it's gonna also kind of lead into the next change, and it's really the last big change we're gonna go over. Is this new salvage all button. So the way that that works is if you click on it, you can choose what rarity you want to get rid of. So if I go in here, see I have a purple shield here in the back. If I click on this, I do epic, confirm, it just salvages the shields for me. I'm gonna end up scrapping this character soon anyway because there's no way I'm gonna get rid of all of this weight very quickly, so I will just be making a new character. So I will also go through and we'll just get rid of all of the legendary armor that I have, and it's all gone. They don't necessarily have to ask you, are you sure every time, because you're going in and then you're selecting what rarity you want. They might want to, if you select legendary, add that extra little click in there just to be safe. Do it one time, verify you want to get rid of all the legendary items. But I would assume that would be a simple change that we might see later. I'm not sure if it'll make it on live on time, but we'll see if it's something that they're thinking as well. But that works for everything as well. I got up to this weight because I used it on this new character that had all of the crates for all the materials, all the craft mods, all the gear. And I clicked it, hit salvage all, so that's every rarity, and it froze my game. When I relogged, I had over 100,000 pounds of stuff on me because it opened every single thing in that category, which is what it's supposed to do. I just didn't quite think that it would do that. I figured it would open them up until the weight limit, but it shot me way over that, as you can see. So if you guys have any questions or are concerned about anything, let me know in the comments your thoughts on the new system. I think it's definitely a step in the right direction. I wish we could have, in the filter section, an area where we could choose specific perks. I know you can search it. You can search, you can search your perks here if you put it in brackets and all that stuff. But sometimes it's hard to remember the name of the perk or anything like that. So if you had like that little menu that you have on the trading post or the crafting menu, one of those, to be able to quickly sort through that way too, that could be helpful. That would be like my one main suggestion. But if you guys have any suggestions, concerns, questions, anything you want to see on the PTR, let me know. I'll be doing a couple other videos on other stuff on the PTR. Looking forward to running the new dungeon. So just let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys next time.